Voice darkens. Leaning forward, you believed his support was your lifeline until Thanksgiving texts unraveled into "Who is this?" Paranoia. The man who calmed your storms now invades them, accusing your sister, your ex, claiming you're not you while your children laughed downstairs. But the real fracture came when his comforting voice shredded into static over the phone, because true toxicity isn't the anger you expect. It's the delusion you never saw coming. My thumbs hover over the screen. Happy Thanksgiving, baby. When the buzz cuts through my sister's laughter, warm kitchen light glows on the kids smashing sweet potatoes, but the chill starts in my collarbone and spreads. Pause. 7 months of shared sunrises over FaceTime crackle like dead static. His texts bleed accusation, not concern. I choke on holiday wine, typing while my niece tugs me toward the pies. Pause. But his words metastasize. Each vibration digs trenches through muscle. I whisper under the clatter of dishes, over and over, a prayer he resists. Pause. He calls at midnight. I slip into the garage where exposed beams creak like old guilt. Is that really your voice? He rasps. Frostbite creeps through the phone. Robotic. AI. My own name tastes foreign when he spits it. Pause. I press my palm to the cinderblock wall, steadying. I'm right here. But he dissects each breath, too flat, too measured. Proof of fraud. His paranoia blossoms into something clinical, surgical, carving out the woman he claimed to love last Tuesday when he sent lilies just because. Pause. Figure this out. The click echoes. 13 years of friendship. 7 months of promises crushed between 2 cold syllables. Pause. Through the window. Snow swallows my sister's driveway. Empty. His brother's message pulses like a siren. Pause. The knife block glints on the counter as I walk inside. My reflection in the toaster, distorted mouth. Eyes too wide, looks alien even to me. The phone screen stays black for 12 hours. I press my forehead against my sister's guest bathroom tile, counting each silent minute. I smell cranberry sauce still clinging to my palms from helping the kids plate dinner. Real. Human. Pause. When he finally calls, his voice comes stripped of warmth, clinical, like a coroner examining a corpse. Say the thing about the red oak tree again. Pause. I whisper our private memory, how we carved initials into bark during that October hike. Mist clumping our hair. His knuckle bleeding from the pocket knife. Pause. Stop. Cold staccato. You memorized that story from her photo album. Pause. My reflection wavers in the faucet's chrome. But he's dissecting every blink now. Pause. His brother's warning hums in my ears. My boyfriend hisses. Prove you're not an algorithm. Pause. I dig fingernails into my forearm hard enough to leave crescents. Do you feel me now? Am I now? Pause. Dead air. Then the sound that'll haunt my CT scans later, his breath hitching like a child confronting a ghost. No one fights that hard to be loved. Pause. The click echoes. Pause. I slide down the wall, staring at the crescents blooming red on my skin on set of 5, perfectly spaced. Human. Pause. Alone. The silence after his call had weight, like static thickening the air. I kept picking up my phone, thumb hovering over his name. But what words rebuild trust when someone swears your voice is code? Thanksgiving's laughter still clung to the walls of my sister's house, kids shrieking over pie. The clatter of dishespot inside. I felt hollowed, stripped bare by his insistence that I wasn't. Pause. His brother's voice on the phone this morning was careful, clinical. He asked me if I'd noticed your eyes looked different in recent photos. A pause. I'm not saying this is psychosis, but it's not rational. The word landed like a diagnosis. The man who remembered my coffee order before I spoke it. Who sent me sunrise photos with timestamps matching my insomnia, dissecting my syllables for digital glitches. Pause. I replayed yesterday's texts until my vision blurred. His words, scalpel sharp. Why fear? Why is the imposter? I traced the cracks. 7 months of planning futures. 13 years of friendship liquefied in 7 hours of paranoia. When he hissed last night, my throat sealed shut. That's the cruelty. You can't prove authenticity to someone who's decided you're counterfeit. Pause. Now, daylight. No messages. No proof of life selfie he demanded yesterday. Just this new silence, heavier than distance. I press my palm to the cold window. Somewhere, he's pacing, deciding if I'm a liar, an algorithm, a ghost. And Im here, clutching the last ember of hope that when they evaluate him, they'll find something fixable, not the deeper fracture that love, once prismatic, can shatter into something that questions your very. My phone buzzes against the granite countertop like a live wire. His text glows amid Thanksgiving chaos kids shrieking, my sister shoving pumpkin pie into the oven. Pause one's who is this? I whisper aloud, knife-edge panic slicing through turkey smoke. Pause one's new messages bleed through, as I clutch my phone beneath the table. Pause one, I choke on explanations between passing gravy, thumbs trembling. Pause one, his reply fractures the screen. Pause one's voices blur around me. My niece tugs my sleeve for whipped cream, while his paranoia metastasizes into accusations, hacked phones, AI simulations, possession. 13 years I've known his laugh, his temper, the weight of his hand on my back. Tonight his voice on the phone is a stranger's scalpel. Pause one, say something only shed no, he demands. Pause one, I recite our first date, oyster shells glittering under the pier, his jacket smelling of salt and pretentious cologne. Pause one's robotic, he spits. Pause one's my sister's bathroom, tiles bite into my knees as I whisper, please. Please believe. Pause one's silence. Then the click. The void. Pause one, his brother's voice today was terrifyingly calm. The words hang like suspended knives. I keep checking my phone, tasting blood where I've bitten through my lip. Every vibration carves his absence, deeper the man who held me through panic attacks, now vaporized by delusion. Pause one, I still love the ghost haunting our text chain. I still flinch when my reflection mouths the kitchen hums with pie crust laughter. My sister's knife splitting cranberry sauce like a surgeon's scalpel. My phone vibrates a heartbeat against my palm and there it is. Your question 3, syllables that unravel our November. Pause one's I type it's me beneath the kids screaming, my thumb tacky with gravy grease. Pause one's you insist. The yellow light above the sink flickers condemning. I breathe into the receiver, baby. It's Thanksgiving. But you exhale serpentine. Pause one's my niece tugs my sweater, chocolate fingerprints blooming like accusations. Pause one's midnight. Bathroom tiles freeze my soles as I whisper. Ask me anything. You demand my middle name, our first date's wine, the scar across my knee where motorcycle chrome kissed me at 24. Each correct answer makes you flinch. You hiss. Pause one's a sob clots my throat when you compare me to GPS navigation. Pause one's through the door. My sister hums bridge over troubled water. You hang up when I beg you to hear her. Pause one's now, I press my forehead to the freezer door. Ice cubes weep inside. 13 years of knowing the exact crinkle by your left eye. When you laugh, how does that fracture into static? Pause one's your brother's medical degree, pulses behind my eyelids. I trace your last text and imagine white coats pricking your veins with clarity. Pause one, the phone stays mute, even when I scream into it.
The dream erodes identity when you become his unreliable narrator, very memory, subpoenaed for evidence against your humanity. Notice how he weaponized the red oak sap in October mist, the cut on his knuckle, intimacy converted into a forensic testing kit. Pause one's his pathology had precision. By focusing on tactile truths, your niece's hands pulling toward pie crust, cranberry scent under fingernails, he forced you to argue existence through perishable details. A brilliant cruelty transforming love's ephemera into gaslighting credentials. Pause one, the crescent moons carved in your forearm represent more than desperation. They are hieroglyphs of hypervigilance, betrayed mind forced to prove sentience. Your mistake was believing flesh could contradict his fiction. Psychotic suspicion always outsources the labor of proof to its victims. Pause one's observe the timing. Holidays, sibling warmth, birthday lilies 1 week prior. The strategic sawing of connection during moments of belonging reveals his template isolated pain must taste sweeter when ripped from communion. Pause one sleepwalk now if you must, but document every tremor, because when his thaw commescend, it always dose meltwater will reveal what you've known since that first garage shudder. The truest algorithms live in the human heart, the ones programmed to skip beats when destroying what they cannot comprehend.